This series unfolds in a world dominated by superhuman females and alternate dimensions. The story follows a skinny, weak, and ordinary boy, Yuki, who becomes a powerful demon slave of girls with superpowers in the Demon Defense Force. In exchange, he gets rewards that fulfill his sensual desires. The story kicks in with our MC, Yuki, who is cleaning a classroom with his classmates, background characters that we might not see again. They praise his housekeeping skills. They all admire the girls, who are always late for school, who gain special powers due to the Peach's blessing. This is a world where men don't get any power from it and face difficulties in life. Yuki uses sewing skills when his classmate asks for help with a button on his shirt. This impressed his classmate, but he says, "Too bad it doesn't make me popular with the ladies." He shares that her sister taught her and would headlock him if he did it wrong. They avoid the topic about her sister. Despite his grown-up life and aspirations, Yuki feels unfulfilled. Hey Otaku fam, remember to subscribe if you are new to this channel. Like this video. Please, your support will help us make more awesome recaps. Now, let's continue. On his way home, a fog suddenly surrounds Yuki. Suddenly, he finds himself in Mato, a dimension connected to Japan where Shuki monsters lurk. His device advises him to stay put and wait for the Demon Defense Force to be rescued. Such a big help. A Shuki attacks Yuki, and he gets surrounded by some more. While thinking of not wanting to die in Mato, a powerful and sexy warrior arrives and takes on the monsters with her sword and slave, Shuki. She introduces herself as Commander Kyuka Uzen of Demon Defense Force 7th Squad. She instructs Yuki to sit on her slave Shuki's back as they run away. Reinforcements Himari, Shushu, and Nei make a stylish entrance. They display their amazing powers and kill the monsters. They discover a boy who lost consciousness, who later on awakens and asks about his sister. While Kyuka explains what to do in Mato mishaps to Yuki, she hears a shriek and sees a young girl. Yuki recognizes her. Realizing that the little girl is in danger, Kyuka cuts through the Shukis. Outnumbered, she puts a barrier. She recalls her relatives discussing her weak Peach blessing. Now, with her will to become a supreme commander using her power, she tells Yuki that there's something he needs to do for them to escape. Yuki responds eagerly. Kyuka says she will make him her slave. Eh? He didn't expect that. Kyuka explains that it's their way of escaping. Yuki responds, "You want me to fight those things?" Kyuka extends her hands, inviting him to lick them. Yuki, who never touched a girl, licks her finger. He then turns into a powerful, enslaved being. Now that's what you call transformation. Kyuka and her team are amazed as Yuki, in his enslaved form, delivers powerful punches, beating the Shukis one by one like insects. The two kids are reunited. However, more Shukis transform into a larger monster. Kyuka urges Yuki to deliver the final blow with their combined immense power. Together, they defeated the colossal monster. Yuki turned back to normal, and Kyuka told the girls to leave with the kids, as she needs to talk to Yuki alone. Kyuka entices Yuki to become her slave and save the world. A confused Yuki is thrown off by her forceful kiss. Despite his protests, Kyuka pushes her agenda, landing a more lustful kiss, while explaining it is the price of her ability to reward her slave. What a reward. In the dorm, it shows Nei reporting the rescued kids and getting ready for extraction. Back to Kyuka, with her goal and sensing Yuki's desire to be a hero, she offers him to become her permanent slave, and Yuki agrees to escape his ordinary life. As Yuki and Kyuka reach the Defense Force dorm, Yuki's heart soars with hope as becomes a member, but his celebration is short-lived. Kyuka throws cold water on his dreams, announcing he's not a member, just a house caretaker. He tries to protest, but the girls overwhelm him. Regardless, the girls eagerly congratulate Yuki on joining Mato's elite 7th squad. The next day, Yuki had just finished cleaning the dorm. He really is best in housekeeping. Suddenly, a Shuki attacks him, but can't break the dorm's barrier. Nei shows up and explains that the dorm is in Urakimon area, where more Shuki appears. Another one comes and Himari kills it using her skill. Yuki complains he almost got hit by her bullets, but Himari scolds him. Later on, the women of the squad praise Yuki's cooking and cleaning skills. However, Yuki frustratedly realizes, "I wanted to be a hero. Now I'm just a freaking handyman." He tells Kyuka that his dream of becoming a hero is fading due to his lack of battle experience. She tells him that she will use him when needed. Huh? That doesn't sound right. Himari transformed her arm into a sword and points it at Yuki when he tried to rebut. Kyuka defending Yuki states that he is an important part of her plans. She assures that she'd twist it off if he misbehaves, Yuki thinking, "Twist what off?" Later, Yuki accidentally sees Himari getting ready for a bath. He got caught by Shushu, who can shrink. After returning to normal size, Shushu takes a picture of Yuki and admits she was watching him to know him better. She subtly threatens to show the picture to Kyuka unless Yuki agrees to be her slave too. Yuki flustered, "I already am a slave." While Yuki is cleaning Shushu's room, Shushu playfully teases him when he attempts to take her phone and accidentally grabs her underwear. Shushu takes a photo of him again for blackmail. Yuki leaves the room and witnesses Kyuka and Himari training. A Shuki suddenly appears and Kyuka instantly kills it, showing Himari her combo. Nei approaches Yuki and tells him that they will attend a meeting and to keep an eye on Shushu. Shushu teases Yuki from afar with a devilish giggle. While Yuki is massaging Shushu and chit-chatting, Shushu suggests a strip game. Unluckily, Yuki didn't win a single match in Street Fighter, ending up completely naked while Shushu stayed clothed. Yuki tried to convince her that getting undressed isn't safe. Well, isn't safe for who? Shushu candidly grows, emphasizing that she isn't the one in danger. Eventually, Yuki is fully naked, and Shushu couldn't help but laugh at the situation. Seems the situation is very small. However, their fun was interrupted by a giant Shuki attacking the base. Shushu uses her skill, Paradigm Shift, to grow even bigger than the Shuki. She easily defeated it. Unfortunately, a larger Shuki appears and sneakily attacks her. It even grows larger. Shushu couldn't grow more due to exhaustion. Yuki, wanting to help, thinks that kissing something that belongs to Kyuka might trigger the transformation. He tries her clothes with no success. He partially transforms by kissing her combat boots. While Shushu worries about shrinking due to misusing her power, Yuki successfully defeats the massive Shuki before returning to his human form. He then landed on her chest. Sexy scene ahead. Later, Kyuka is massaging, or punishing, Yuki after the attack, and Yuki shows concern about the barrier. Kyuka explains that it will fix itself. She then instructs Shushu to thank Yuki by helping him with his caretaker duties and not overuse her power. Shushu blackmails him instead. The story shifted to another squad of the defense force. Unfortunately, a unicorn Shuki captures them. As the Shuki was about to devour one of the girls, a woman intervenes, telling it not to. The woman mentions how she could recognize his presence anywhere, and that Yuki is somewhere in Mato. The story continues with Kyuka and Yuki returning to Japan using a portal. Kyuka and Yuki visit a graveyard, which turns out to be where Kyuka's family and friends are buried, after being attacked by a powerful Shuki she calls the unicorn. She discloses that the unicorn had managed to escape, expressing her determination to settle the score with it. About to go back to Mato, Yuki suggested they enjoy a parfait in a famous cafe. While enjoying their dessert, Yuki opened up about losing his sister in a Mato Gate incident, expressing understanding of Kyuka's feelings. As they eat, Yuki realizes how seeing Kyuka smile reminds him of the time he spent with his sister. However, their conversation gets interrupted when Kyuka's phone rings with an emergency signal. She asks Yuki to transform so they can quickly return to Mato. Heading fast, a young girl is astonished to see them. At the dorm, Yuki gets his reward. Another kinky reward. In the debrief, they are talking about a large nest of Shuki that had been discovered nearby. The 7th squad investigates and discovers the nest in a wintry area of Mato. In the area, the team attacks the monsters, with Kyuka and Yuki waiting until Shukis merges into one large creature. Unexpectedly, a sudden beam attack came from a unicorn Shuki knocking down Shushu. Surprisingly, someone is riding it, and it launches an even more powerful attack than the unicorn. Himari tries to counter, but is thrown off. Kyuka and Yuki move to counter, asking the woman who she is. She reveals herself as the Demon Defense Force's archenemy while wielding a mato peach. The woman asks Kyuka if she has seen her brother and how easy he is to spot, as he is the most handsome man ever. Really now? The woman keeps attacking while she keeps on mentioning her brother. About to say the name, a massive Shuki interrupts. The woman glares at the giant Shuki, reminding Yuki of his sister. The woman instantly kills the Shuki. The fight continues, but the woman captures Yuki in his slave form. She brings her closer to her and realizes he isn't a Shuki. Both seem surprised and almost recognize each other when Kyuka frees Yuki. The woman runs away after getting wounded by Kyuka's attack. Kyuka urges Yuki to go after the woman and the unicorn, but he chooses to protect Shushu. Kyuka, realizing this, regains her composure and focuses on the safety of her squad. While settling Yuki's reward, they talk about the woman they encountered, and Yuki suggests that she might be her sister, pointing to a strange feeling he has, and her unusual reaction upon seeing his face. The scene changes with Yuki and Nei talking in the kitchen and having some bonding. The scene shifts to the woman who attacked the squad. It is revealed to be Aoba, Yuki's sister, who is being healed by Koko. Talking with her group, she is confident that it was Yuki whom she fought with, but wonders why he looks like a Shuki. The perspective then shifted to Yuki and Shushu bathing together, bringing some amusing scenes, involving Himari as well. While Himari and Yuki are playfully arguing, members from the 6th Squad, Commander Tenka Izumo, and Himari's sister, Yachiho Azuma, arrive. Tenka asks Yuki to fetch Kyuka. Tension rises between Himari and her sister, Yachiho. The story continues with Squad 6 and 7, discussing the presence of the humanoid Shuki. Tension rises as Yachiho keeps on doing cheap shots at Himari about the last incident. Feeling the heat, Kyuka proposes a match between the 2 squads to assess their capabilities. Tenka agrees and leaves with Yachiho to gather their squad. Himari then seeks Kyuka's help with training and making Yuki her slave for this match. Our MC is becoming Squad 7's slave. The next scene shows the team eating ramen while discussing the preparation for the exhibition match, Yuki being Himari's slave, and how they will kick butts. That's the spirit. On the way to training, Himari clarifies her skill to Yuki, which she calls learning. She can learn from other people's abilities and use them for herself. She can do it by selecting an ability on her phone and implements it, even Kyuka's. Himari shows determination to win. As they got surrounded by enemies, Himari asks Yuki to transform by kissing her hand, unaware of the reward aspect of Kyuka's ability. Thinking it is just physically tasking, Yuki then transforms into a slave whirlwind. This form is different than Kyuka's ability. Yuki realizes that he is way faster, but not as strong. He then uses his speed to defeat the enemies. After a few moments, the reward aspect of Kyuka's ability kicks in, leaving Himari confused and so embarrassed. You've been warned, girl. While on their way back, Himari explains that her ability usually degrades what it copies, making it unusable. But it seems different with Kyuka's ability. Despite knowing the price of the ability, Himari is more determined. Yuki asks Himari, "Why are you so desperate to win?" She then shared her past. Being born into the Azuma family, she is expected to be as successful as her older sisters. However, she always seemed to make mistakes at the last moment, resulting in constant teasing at home. This exhibition match is her first chance to prove herself after cutting ties with her family. That's why she needs Yuki's help. Yuki asks about Yachiho's ability. Himari says that Yachiho's ability is Golden Hour, which gives her full control of time, including pausing and rewinding it. Yuki, feeling helpless, reacted, "Welp, we're screwed." Later, Himari and Yuki start planning to force Yachiho to tire herself out by using her time control ability multiple times. They kept training and perfecting their skills. Kyuka observes and gives Hirami the fundamentals of her skill, a master controlling her slave. The training continues and seems the duo was able to create a foolproof finishing move. On the day of the match, Tenka and Yachiho returned with one more teammate. While Himari and Shushu are skinny dipping, Sahara Wakasa of the 6th Squad joins them but sleeps on the pool. The scene shifts with Yachiho and Himari having a conversation before the match, with childhood scenes woven into their discussion. Yuki joins them, assuring Himari that they will definitely win, boosting her confidence. They then arrive at the match venue, where Jinna Bizen of the 10th Squad sets a barrier in the arena. The barrier ensures that any damage sustained during the match will be healed afterward. The exhibition match commenced with Himari and Yachiho as the first participants. Yuki transforms, and the duo prepares for the fight. They quickly gain the upper hand using Yuki's speed and attack, Brand Break, prompting Yachiho to use Golden Hour and rewind time by 5 seconds. Himari notices Yachiho is tired, an indication that she uses her skill, attacks according to their plan. Yachiho shows confidence in her new ability, Prime Time. As the ladies change clothes, Himari asks Sahara of Unit 6 if Yachiho has done any special training. But after sleeping a bit, Sahara replies, "Yachi wasn't acting any different than usual. She's been in a good mood." The match starts, and Slave Yuki instantly attacks with Brand Break. Yachiho uses Golden Hour, rewinding 5 seconds. Himari notices she's tired, and plans on pushing even more. As they leap to attack, Yachiho takes out her gun, and as Yachiho is scheming her plan, Yuki attacks again, making contact with Brand Break. Golden Hour. Again, a rewind of 5 seconds, and Yachiho plots her scheme again. Golden Hour. Freezing time for 5 seconds, but in all her dumbness, she was made a fool, and Yuki moved out of her range, making her waste her ability. Yuki and Himari move at lightning speed, not giving Yachiho any room. Yuki can feel Himari's emotions, feeling her desperation to win. He attacks again, but Yachiho avoids it. This scuffle continues as the Squad 6 captain observes. Himari explains how Yachiho has to make a weird pose before attacking, signaling them to move away. But Yachiho has gotten a hint of their plan, and is ready to bust out her trump card with a weird-ass pose, Prime Time! Freezing time for 10 seconds. She moves in closer and shoots the duo, hitting them this time. The duo are on the ground wounded, while Yachiho boasts about her new ability. Squad 7 cheers her on, while Himari is losing confidence, as Yachiho reminds her how much of a loser she is. Himari remembers the old days, having her efforts be in vain. Yuki notices that Yachiho is already tired and cannot use prime time again. He lifts her spirit by saying, "I'd be ashamed if my master did something stupid." Both sides are fired up. Yuki attacks again, and Yachiho uses Golden Hour. But just in the nick of time, Yuki initiates his transformation back to human form, and Yachiho ends up shooting at human Yuki. As Golden Hour ends, she is shot by Himari in her neck. Yachiho falls. Himari is on the ground as well. Everyone is confused for a moment as to who won, but Himari raises her hand and clenches her fist, making her victory clear. Squad 7 is so happy. Yuki is passed out, making the Squad 7 worried, but Kyuka stops them. Gina heals his injuries, as even life-threatening wounds can be easily healed inside the barrier. Himari tries acting tough, but in the end, she's happy that they won. Yachiho wakes up and praises Himari for getting stronger. She also invites Himari back to the Azuma family, but Himari declines calling Squad 7 her home. See, Yachiho cannot take rejections very well and is being teased by her squad. Himari and Yuki go inside for a drink. Yuki tries to grab one, but Himari holds his hand. Damn, the reward part! Himari moves ahead and kisses Yuki, making him drink from her mouth, and it's still not over. We then see Tenka Izumo discussing the fight with Yachiho, telling her to never take her enemies lightly, as Yuki was holding back. Otherwise, he could have killed her with his first attack. Tenka sees a liking for Yuki. As Himari and Yuki are taking so long, Shushu goes to bring them back. Himari and Yuki are kissing much more intensely this time, with Himari saying, "Thanks for helping me defeat my sister." She is really grateful and keeps kissing Yuki, reminding him it's just the reward of the ability. All the while, Shushu is peeping at them and is so surprised. That's what she meant by physically demanding. Back in the arena, Sahara is stretching, and Yachiho apologizes for losing the match. Sahara falls asleep all of a sudden and gets scolded by her. She wakes up when called upon by Tenka. A group of evil enemies are seen standing on top of the hill. Yes, we can see it by their looks. Back in the arena, Shushu and Sahara are about to duel out. All of the Squad 7 is there to cheer Shushu up. She also hints about Yuki showing her some appreciation if she wins. Also, since Yachiho lost her match, Tenka makes her the cheerleader for their squad. Well, deserved. Shushu suggests holding off on using their abilities till later, and Sahara agrees. Both the women duel it out, using wrestling moves on each other. Currently, it's anyone's match. Sahara gets tired and busts out her ability. Shushu uses Paradigm Shift, while Sahara uses her ability, Mad Sheep. She also announces 3 in advance. Shushu punches Sahara and thinks the match is over, but Sahara flies with a bright orange aura and hair. She says paper beats, rock, and slaps Shushu down. It is revealed that her ability, Mad Sheep, gives her an increased amount of strength for a specified amount of time. The lower the time, the more powerful she is, but it has 3 minutes cooldown. Damn, Shushu, you're screwed. Shushu tries to kick her but gets hit in the leg. Sleepy Sahara got the upper hand, as Shushu is an easy target and keeps throwing rocks at her. She punches Shushu in the stomach, making her fall. But seeing Yuki triggers some memories of Shushu. Seems she wasn't much interested in boys before, but the way she looks at Yuki, she is determined to win. Sahara edges her on, saying, "Don't you think you'd have an easier time moving around if you were a little smaller?" Shushu replies, she lives her life by one motto, go big or go home. Shushu uses Paradigm Shift, push the envelope to get even bigger, and slam on top of Sahara. Sahara is barely holding her. Shushu grabs Sahara and slams her on the ground. Shushu returns to normal. Sahara is out for the count, but Sahara's trump card is sleeping. Well, I kind of guessed it. Yachiho says that when Sahara is unconscious, her killer instinct kicks in, making her 10 times stronger. Sahara goes into Super Saiyan mode and attacks Shushu, ripping her shirt off and slamming her to the ground, knocking her out, ending the match. Squad 6 praises the sleeping Sahara, while Squad 7 comes to a bare chest, Shushu. Yuki shyly looks away. Shushu feels sorry, but Kyuka says, "You almost had her." They will discuss any improvement later. As Shushu returns to the dorm to change, she's sad that she looks bad in front of Yuki. Shushu is sulking in her room and is visited by Yuki. She's embarrassed by her performance, but Yuki praises her. Feeling a bit better, Shushu asks Yuki to close his eyes. As he closes them, he is met with a kiss and a bare chest Shushu. She is embarrassed beyond anything, but still loves it. Why she kissed him? She uses it to relieve the feeling of loss with a more shocking act. Back in the arena, Nei is doing a surveillance check when she comes across 2 very evil-looking females. And as Nei is about to report, they get under attack by a horde of Shukis. It cannot penetrate the barrier until a humanoid Shuki, Reiren, comes and breaks the barrier like it was made of glass. They all get ready to fight. Kyuka leads on and attacks. Shushu and Yuki arrive, and Shushu defeats the small fries easily. Sahara comes on her shoulder to watch her six. Himari takes on Reiren but shrugs her attack. As he is about to burn her to a crisp, Yachiho saves her in the nick of time. Himari runs to Kyuka and plans on both of them riding Yuki. The transformation begins and Yuki turns into a new menacing and powerful form, Warcloud. Both of them ride him. Mimicking the Unihorn, Yuki fires an intense ray of fire, Howling Blast. He annihilates most of the Shukis. Tenka, after taking the intel from Nei, arrives at the battlefield. Tenka, not wanting to be outshined, wants to showcase her skills too. Nei also shows the entire showdown to the barrier girl, so that she can stop her fangirling. Kyuka in all her glory kills Shukis without even using her Peach's blessing. She learns this after years of harsh training. Gina cannot handle her awesomeness. All the while, Yachiho fights hard against the Reiren, but is on the defensive. With one of its attacks, it takes one of her arms. Gladly, she can do golden hour with any pose and reverses the time. Reiren is all warmed up. As he closes in for the finishing strike, Tenka appears telling Yachiho to swap positions and take it easy. Reiren warns Tenka of his army and she taunts him by saying, "Army?" It beholds that she has killed all Shukis that would interfere. Reiren smirks as he gets to have some fun. That's our recap for today. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, and enable the notification bell.